welcome to class. I'm Professor NotOne. That's NotOne, as in I'm not a real professor, this isn't a real class, and I'm probably not sporting a real goatee, but I'm not quite sure. Before I start, I have to apologize that I didn't get today's video done in time for yesterday. I was very busy yesterday and didn't have much time for filming videos or editing them, so it's done today instead. So, today I'm going to be talking about the word boredom. Now, so far in several of my classes, I've been learning about people who lived over 2,000 years ago without any modern technology of any kind, and yet their lives always seem so much more interesting than mine. An example is a man named Seneca. Seneca was a playwright who lived in ancient Rome. Now, the Emperor Caligula was pretty jealous of Seneca's oratory abilities, his public speaking skills, so Caligula exiled Seneca for 2 years. A few years later, after Caligula had returned to Rome, he was exiled again by Caligula's wife Messalina. After some time, Seneca was called back to Rome by Caligula's second wife, Agrippina. By the way, for all you Harry Potter nerds, the first thing I thought when I saw the word Agrippina written out was about the warlock Agrippa, who is referenced as a chocolate frog card in the first Harry Potter book. Agrippina wanted Seneca to serve as tutor for her son Nero. When Nero became emperor of Rome, Seneca was also his chief advisor. However, after some time, Seneca fell from his power, and Emperor Nero commanded him to commit suicide. Ever loyal to his emperor, Seneca obeyed. Now to me, the life of Seneca is very tragic and very, very interesting. And yet, I doubt that while he was plowing through his multiple exiles, Seneca was thinking, "Oh, wow, this is all very interesting, it's not boring at all." No, in fact, I think that Seneca was bored beyond belief many times throughout his life. By the way, bored beyond belief is an ironically fun tongue twister. Bored beyond belief, bored beyond belief, bored beyond belief, bored beyond belief, bored. A few years ago, my grandfather told me to never be bored. At first, when I thought about this, it seemed impossible and quite silly, but it in fact grew into one of the most valuable lessons I have ever learned. To always find enjoyment in anything that I'm doing. Now, I don't think that I'm on my way to being exiled from America twice, and I certainly hope that the president is never going to command me to commit suicide, but the fact of the matter is, in thousands of years, people may look back on my life and find it extremely interesting, and that's true of anybody who's living today. So, no matter what you're doing, try and find a small amount of enjoyment in it, and remember to never be bored. In a completely unrelated note, the thespians of the medieval times must have been extremely skilled. For instance, in 1536 in France, a play was mounted that lasted 40 days and included 300 performers. No modern audience is going to go to the theater for 40 days straight and witness a single play. Also, in a completely different play about Noah and the Ark, hundreds of wine barrels were filled with water and dumped onto the stage when the flood began. This just doesn't happen anymore. To me, all that is pretty astounding. I wish I could be involved in a 40-day play or a giant flood on stage. That's all for today. See you next week.